Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Oh, looks like we got it, Johnson. Let's go back to main now. Let's see what we good. All right. I think that means we're okay. Let's make sure. Let's go back to YouTube. Welcome to the Tim Black Show, guys. Sorry about that. We had an update earlier today. And we're good now. Charles Floyd in the house. Charles Floyd. Thor. Sharyar. Sharyar in the house. Give it up for the YouTube people. Thank you, Murray Warren. Thank you, Chemo Andrews, Eric Cervantes, Mark LaPrada, Cryptician, Violet and Contour Boutique, Lady Jackie, Chelsea 100, Over 50 and Fantabulous, my sister, Sexy Shanda. What up, Ashura? How you doing? Sally Thompson, D1 Gray. We're on. Jeanette Eastman, my sister. Mike Marks. What up, Mike? Thor and Acacia. All right, what's up? Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there with me real quick. Mike Marks, Dubs, Vanita Applebum. You got to put me on. Sign of the Times for moderating. Cryptician for minding the crypt. Conhuevos. Stylistic. Funk Imperialism. Tim Nichols. What's going on, guys? All right, guys. Rockstar. We got a rock star with Emerson Lamb. Music is life. Gary's in the house. Squares is in the house. Get a couple of more names in, man, because we had the sound error. Vanita, I got you, guys. Thank you so much. Qui costit y pusas costedes. Que es costede? Estos costodos. Okay. Why you make me butcher butcher your language like that, man? Come on, Johnson. It's not fair. Next thing you know, they'll be trying to cancel me for butchering Spanish on the show. All right, so let's go to Facebook and make sure Facebook's okay. What's up, Facebook people? How y'all feeling? Did you guys hang in there with that sound check BS? What's up, James? What's up, Ryder? What's up, Dolores? What's up, Kitty? What's up, Jane? Amanda, Candace, Nikki. You should be good now. Marco. Talking about pay attention. Shut up. Paula, Adiyami, Curtis, Zenke, Jose, Mrs. Black Help. Adams, Mrs. Black Help. Now he goes, yeah, he knows there's no audio. I was working on it. Sorry. I'll get my technicians right on it. Jesus, Mugabe. I'll get my crack staff, my staff of, my staff of people, to fix everything for you, sir. I'm so sorry. Please don't fire me from my shit job where you don't pay me. Please. You. Well, nobody's harder on you than people that don't pay you. Jesus Christ. I'm not good with the public. Teresa, what's up? Angelina, what's up? Gladys, what's up? Stephanie, what's up? It's all good, y'all. We back. Things happen. We got to update Windows. Look, I'm so slow updating my Windows. Windows is like, look, if you don't update us, you can't put in no trouble tickets ever. Because your Windows is out of date, Johnson. So I had to update it. I just didn't realize I had to reset my mic. All right. So we're good now. So if you guys are new to the show, On Tuesdays and Fridays, we open up phone lines. If you're new to sober or sobriety, today is Tuesday. So the phone lines are open. 319-527-6212 is the number you dial into. Call up, get in queue. We got a lot to talk about. Okay, we got a couple stories, then we go to phone lines. No monologue, let's get to it. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood, Johnson. I don't know about you, but a lot of shit's been going on. I'm not in the mood. Okay? So, let's do our jobs. I inform you, you become informed. You talk smack about me. I do my best to ignore it. We shame the devil. We piss off the establishment. Embarrass the ass kissers. And we keep it going. All right. So everybody knows about the shooting in Boulder, Colorado. Horrific. 10 people lost their lives. You know, they always say 10 people lost their lives, one of which was a police officer. I'm going to leave that alone, but I just want to say all the lives that were lost mattered. Everybody's life matters. We'll get more to that later. First, let's get to what they've been reporting about the shooting. Let's try this, Johnson. Here's what we know.
Dozens of agencies continue to investigate yesterday's mass shooting at the King Soopers at 3600 Table Mesa Drive. The Boulder County Coroner's Office worked overnight to identify all of the victims and notify the next of kin, which I'm extremely grateful for. The last victim was removed from the scene at 1:30 a.m. today. By 2:02 a.m., all the victims had been identified. By 3:59 a.m., the families of the victims have been notified. I'm going to read the names of the deceased. Denny Strong, 20 years old. Nevin Studinsky, 23. Ricky Odds, 25. Trelona Barkonoviak, 49. Suzanne Fountain, 59. Terry Leiker, 51. Officer Eric Talley, 51. Kevin Mahoney, 61. Lynn Murray, 62. Jody Waters, 65. Our hearts go out to all the victims killed during this senseless act of violence. We are committed with state, local, and federal authorities for a thorough investigation and will bring justice to each of these families. Regarding the suspect, at approximately 2:40 p.m. on Monday, March 22nd, officers were dispatched to King Soopers on Table Mesa Drive. Officers arrived on the scene within minutes and immediately entered the store and engaged the suspect. There was this exchange of gunfire, which the suspect was shot. No other officers were injured. The suspect was taken into custody at 3:28 p.m. He was transported to the hospital for treatment, now in stable condition. This suspect has been identified as Ahmad Alyssa, 21 of Arvada. He has been charged with 10 counts of murder in the first degree and will be shortly transported to the Boulder County Jail. Press release with his identifying information, the victim's information, will be forthcoming. I appreciate you being here, and I want to say to the community, I am so sorry this incident happened, and we are going to do everything in our power to make sure this suspect has a thorough trial and we do a thorough investigation. And with this, I'm going to turn this over to Governor Polis. Sir.
Ten people lost their lives. 10 people were murdered. They were slaughtered. The scumbag Ahmad Alyssa, Shot down these 10 people in this supermarket. We don't know exactly what the reasons were right now. We're still looking for motive. But what we do know is that he meant to do it. Got in his car. No, he brought his gun. Got in the car. Went to the supermarket. Shot people outside the supermarket. Then proceeded to wreak havoc and shoot others inside the supermarket. Now, when we first saw glimpses of the shooter, trying to figure out who this guy was. Here goes what we saw initially, folks.
Dozens of agents.
Right down there. Oh my God.
Video from inside the grocery store appears to show victims on the ground. A young man who was bleeding was led away in handcuffs and put in an ambulance. A second, older man, also bleeding, was also escorted.
So this is what we saw initially, was this guy limping here, as you can see. This man looks to be in his mid-40s. Short, stout, dad bod. This man is actually only 21 years old. His name is Ahmad Alawi Alissa. Ahmad Alissa. 21-year-old Colorado man who was identified as the suspect in the mass shooting at King Soopers grocery store in Boulder. A shooting spree that left 10 people dead, including a Boulder police officer, Eric Talley. Alissa was born in Syria, spent most of his life in Colorado. He was active on social media. He said, he wrote about Islam on social media saying, Muslims may not be perfect, but Islam is. According to court documents, Alissa bought a Ruger AR-556 semi-automatic rifle on March 16, days before the shooting. Police said inside of an arrest affidavit, Alissa did not say anything to officers at the scene, but did ask for his mother. According to police, Alissa stripped off his clothes. Ironically, someone asked me this on Twitter. Why did the guy take his clothes off? He took his clothes off inside the store after he'd been shot. The rifle, a handgun, body armor, and his clothes were strewn about where he was taken into custody, along with a substantial amount of blood, according to the arrest affidavit. So, of course, we're all wondering, what was the motive? Obviously, the motive was to kill people. You know, really, guys, do we need more of a motive than that? I mean, I know we do this song and dance every time someone decides they want to mow down civilians, innocent people that they don't know. But at the end of the day, who cares why you did it? I tell you, man, we get too wrapped up in why. I don't much care why you feed homeless people. I don't much care why you want to assist in legalizing cannabis. I don't really care why you want to clean up the water. I care that you do it. Same thing works when it's something bad. I don't care why this man decided to kill these people. He killed these people. He showed up at a supermarket and shot strangers in the face and head. I don't really give a fuck why he did it. What I would like to know is, why is he still here? And what I mean by that is, I want to be clear here, guys. I don't mean that I like cops executing people. Cops should not execute suspects. But if every time I turn around, there's a black man running with nothing in his hands, getting shot 10 times in the back, I got a question. Who's more scary? See, The cops get off when they shoot us in the ass for not wanting to be shot in the face or in the head or to be strangled to death or to be suffocated with a knee on our neck. I mean, this is what we see happen to us. We don't see it happen to white folks. We see this happen to us. So when we run from police because we're afraid for our lives, we get shot. And it looks very weird that when a man like Alyssa, Ahmad, Al, his friends called him Al, by the way. When Al shoots 10 people, somehow there's a level of restraint with force. Just amazing. Same thing happened with Robert Long, who shot 8 people just the other day in Georgia, Atlanta. Somehow the restraint is there. Oh, he's not really a threat now. Somehow we're a threat running away without shooting anyone, and these people are not a threat after killing, in this case, 10 people. One of them a cop. I'm just trying to make sense of it. I understand that there are people that don't want to make sense of this. They're cool, pretending I'm the one injecting race. You know what you don't get to do in America? You don't get to make race the focal point of my existence. The focal point of our existence in this country from day one has been the color of our skin. You don't get to let America do that to us for generation after generation. And then when there's an issue and we say, hey, this is race related, you don't get to say, why are you bringing up race? You first. America did that first. So I feel no quandaries about pointing out the racial components of this. And the point is this: I don't want you shooting. I don't want cops being judge, jury, and executioner. But why do these guys who kill get treated better than black people who don't kill? I understand any officer who has to make a split decision, someone's putting a gun at you. I've seen these videos. I saw a man with a knife and the cop begged him not to run at him. Don't stop, don't run. Put the knife down, stop. 2 cops begged the guy. Begged him, literally begged him. The cop wanted so badly not to shoot him that they let the cop let him grab him. And his partner had to shoot him, had to shoot the suspect because the cop didn't want to shoot the bad white guy. There's something going on, folks. And look, we got to acknowledge it because it's real. You can't keep telling me the water ain't wet. You can't keep telling me the grass ain't green. I see the grass. I feel the water. The wind is blowing. It moves my clothes. You can't tell me it's not windy outside when my clothes is doing like this. And I'm like, hey, it's windy out here. And you're like, no, that's just you. You're always bringing up the wind. No, it's blowing through my hair, dumbass. We don't get to pretend. You and I didn't make this country this way. This is the way it is. You don't get to be ignorant. You don't get to be ignorant and act like you don't understand that 2 + 2 is 4. We just sat through a summer. No one can pretend anymore. We just sat through watching George Floyd be smothered to death, basically, for 9 minutes. You don't get to pretend that you don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't get to go, why are you talking about race? You don't get to do that. You don't get to act aloof. No more. You don't get to do it. There were too many wine moms and dead by dads out there at the protests over the summer for you to still hide behind being white and not knowing what's going on. You don't get to do that no more. Those days are over. And if, Lord, please, if you are a black person going, we need to stop talking about race. We need to stop bringing up sad stories and we need to just overlook. No, motherfucker, you can overlook. You can overlook whatever you want. Nobody loves you any more, any less. No one's going to respect you because you shut up and take it, okay? That's not how respect works. Back to this guy. I started that rant because I wanted to say very clearly, guys, that I don't give a shit why he did it. I don't want to, they're already saying he had a lot of mental problems and his brother, you don't get to blame this on mental problems. You know who has mental problems? 30% of America is probably medicated at this point. Yeah, some of us with prescriptions that are prescribed by a doctor, others with sex, booze, and drugs we get off the corner. Okay? You don't get to pretend that there aren't other people with mental issues. But those people with mental issues don't go do what Ali did. Ali killed 10 people. So don't get to say it's just, you know what, you know what would be very, very insulting? Is that you're a person watching this show who's dealt with mental issues, who's been in therapy or had medication for a better part of their life, and get to be compared to this guy. You've never heard a fly. But this guy gets to kill 10 people, and they go, well, he had mental issues, That's not insulting. Well, that's the same way I feel. When I get to hear how, well, you're bringing up race. A former wrestling teammate, Dayton Marvel, told the Denver Post, Al was short-tempered and scary. Why the fuck does Al out walking the streets? Why is short-tempered, scary Al out walking the streets? He once threatened to kill people during a match. Oh, we got a powder keg. That's what we got. We got a ticking time bomb just walking around normal people. Just ticking this shit. I don't know. What'd you do about it, Dayton Marvel? Al's brother told the Daily Beast his brother was deeply disturbed. How disturbed was he? Was he disturbed enough for you to throw a blanket over his nutcase and strap him to something and then call the cops? He was very antisocial and paranoid. In high school, he would say he was being chased. Someone is behind him. Someone's looking for him. There are a lot of posts on social media. Ali told Daily Beast his younger brother, Ali. There's a couple of Alis. I'm losing it now. He would talk about being Muslim and how if anybody tried anything, he would file a hate crime and say they were making it up. It was a crazy idea. I just know he was a pretty cool kid until something made him mad. And then whatever made him mad, he went over the edge, way too far. You don't say. I'm trying to figure out, not his motives, but what was your motive? For letting him walk around amongst people. I'm not trying to put it all on you, but hell, guys, if you're the only ones that know him, who else knows him? Who the hell? I don't know this guy. I don't live next door to him. If you live next door to me and I hear strange screams coming from your house, if you live next door to me and I see strange animals' carcasses, I might have to make a phone call. I'm just wondering, because everyone that you read about in the articles about this guy say he was scary, he was very violent, he was paranoid, he heard voices, he was a nut, but no one did anything. He was still able to buy a gun and walk into the supermarket. Now, I don't know exactly what the solution is, but I'm telling you guys, for the better part of a decade, I've been doing this show. And for 10 years, once again, I've been saying the same thing. We need tougher gun laws. We need tougher gun laws. You know what? I'm tired of saying that shit. This may be wrong, But damn it, everybody get a gun and carry that shit with you at all times. Because me saying we need tougher gun laws ain't working. Yeah, maybe I'm still wrong, maybe I'm wrong, but at least I get to say something different. And Lord knows the results couldn't be any worse than what the fuck I've been saying over the last 10 years that I've been doing this show. There's been like 7 mass shootings in the last 10 days. Biden brought the curse upon us. Or is it now? This is when we start pointing this stuff over here? I don't know. Is that what's going on? The media's doing like this? I don't know. But there's bodies, and if another person said, this looks like a false flag, I'm going to take the false flag and hit you upside the head like a lot of those Trump supporters tried to do the cops at the U.S. Capitol. You know, freedom. Fucking idiots. The Daily Beast's younger brother, on the Daily Beast, the killer's younger brother said, we didn't know what was going on in his head. He was having lunch with his sister in a restaurant. He said, people are in the parking lot. They're looking for me. She went out and there was no one. Okay, at that point, that's when we drive off and we go get help. We didn't know what was going on in his head. People live with him. He wasn't a loner. What I'm saying, guys, I know I'm not trying to blame the family for this guy. He's a grown-up. He's 21. He's young, but that's an adult. Okay. His sister lived with him, and the sister's married. Okay? Police interviewed the sister-in-law who lived with Ahmaud and her husband, the suspect's older brother. She said 2 days before the shooting, she saw him playing with a gun that looked like a machine gun. And he said, it's loaded. He said the gun is loaded. So all I'm saying, guys, once again, because I know there are people, Tim, why are you blaming the victim's family? Haven't they been through enough? No, they haven't, Johnson. No, the people who lost family members have been through enough. Their son, their brother, he's still alive. Okay? The spouses that are widows and widowers. The kids that now have no parents that are orphans or missing a parent. Those are the people that have been through too much. Don't tell me about the sister that lived with Mr. Cocoa Puffs, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Mr. Scary Guy, right? Don't tell me how they've been through enough, Johnson. You don't get to do that. We could be a little selfish on this one. The guy had what the sister thought was a machine gun. The guy who hears voices. The guy that says people are looking for him in the parking lot when there's an empty parking lot and there's no one there. That's the guy who's playing with a loaded gun in the fucking house. Sorry if I got a problem with it. And you know what else? If you would have done something before, at that point, 10 people would be alive, and his life wouldn't be ruined either. Let's say it into that tidbit. Feel better? Super woke? A little bit better? Not only would the 10 people not be murdered, but his life wouldn't be over. And maybe he'd be getting the help his ass needs. Everybody could have won. Sorry for the Monday morning quarterbacking. I'm just saying. It's obvious. Once again, folks, there's a lot of information here about the shooter. Our condolences go out to the family. Absolutely, 100%. It's not that I want the cops to blow this guy away. That's not what I'm saying. My infantile, moronic person who's looking for a way to actually deflect from the obvious. Because you live in America, you don't want to bear the responsibility of being a part of the solution. You want to pretend that there is no problem. That way, you don't have to do shit. I understand how this works. These people on Instagram who don't like me calling out the fact this guy's still alive and Tamir Rice is dead. Or Breonna Taylor is dead. Or George Floyd is dead. And the killer of 10 people is just walking around, walking upright, Johnson. I saw a black man run from the cops because of a warrant for child support. And they shot him 7 times in the back and then planted a gun. It's amazing what we could do when we don't know the national... And another thing, Muslims not a race, okay? Muslims not a race. You wouldn't know what race Al is if you spoke to him. If you saw him, until he spoke. Maybe then you'd know something. But you wouldn't know anything until he opened his mouth. It's like a white guy with a tan. So pardon me, if the construct, race is nothing but a social construct. Yeah, to do what? What is it to do? Finish the sentence. Todd. Finish it. Credits to do what? To keep some people on the bottom and others on the top. Who are those people, this social construct, Mr. I fell and bumped my head on the dictionary but didn't read the whole shit? How was it used? To benefit who and to subjugate who? Had a boss to finish the equation. If you're going to start it, finish it. So you don't get to tell me, this guy is Muslim, at least he's not. So now that he's not, well, first of all, I hate to break it to you. Middle Easterns are considered white. In America they are. Because we're stupid like that. We're not all Americans. And then it's just, it's a black, No. Unfortunately, this country's backwards as hell. You already know that, though, don't you, Johnson? You already know that. You just like to pretend you don't know when you want to deflect. Don't worry. No one's going to judge all the white guys based on this white guy. But let's not pretend that this guy is not considered a white guy. Until he's around, I don't know, Bill Burr. Then he's not considered white. But if he's standing by himself, he looks like he's a white guy. What we want is equality. That's all. That's it. That's all anyone should want. So some of us want equality until it means somebody got to do something, or until it means they got to slice up the pie a little bit, or until it means they lose a little bit of their own privilege. I know your deal. I know your issue. I get it. Ahmaud killed people in cold blood. That's what he did. Once again, we don't care about his motives. We care about what happened and the people that he impacted. I don't walk around wondering what you're thinking in your head until you hurt other people. Then it's our problem. Then we care. So your motives don't matter. You can have a motive to be the next Michael Jackson, to improve on Pharrell's Happy, to be the next, to create and generate the next Olsen twins. I don't know. Those are good for you. Good luck, Johnson. But once that motive infringes upon us, the rest of society, boom. Face closed, case closed. I'll keep you up to date in this case. I'll let you know as things proceed. I think I have one more thing on this. Is there anything else? No, I think that's it. That's it. Mass shooting. Okay, next. Let's lighten the mood up, shall we? Yeah, I think we can do a little lightening of the mood. Let's do this. Yeah, I brought up his name earlier, so let's do this one. I've been reporting on the cancel culture. And I've been reporting that the cancel culture is pretty whack. Well, in the same vein of our previous reporting about cancel culture, recently Bill Burr, a comedian that I respect and find funny as hell, he was on, he gave an award at the Grammys. He didn't host it, he gave an award. He said something, oh my God, people are upset about it. Now, here goes the clip of Bill Burr. Let's hope I can play this clip. Here's what he said that has some people very upset.
Was I the only one who wanted to kill himself during that piano solo? I bought a suit for this. I thought I was going to be on TV. I'm such a moron. I am losing so much money right now. All right, shout out to all the rock stars that I wanted to meet tonight who are watching at home instead. I'm talking to you, Don Dawkins. All right? What, I'm old. That was my first concert. All right, here are the next categories. All right. Hey, how many feminists are like going nuts? So why is this cis white male doing all this Latino stuff? Was I the only one who wanted to kill himself during?
I know I must have the wrong clip, right? Because I'm trying to figure out what the hell was so bad about that. Like, what's... First of all, the first half of it, I don't know who the hell he's talking about. Bill's proven he's really a white guy because I don't know any of the people that he's describing. Those people, those bands he was describing, they're so white, I didn't even write down their damn names. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm assuming they make music. They could make cookies. Fiberglass for all I know. I really don't know, Johnson. Okay. So I don't know what's the problem. Then he talked about his suit, and he had to buy a suit. Still, I'm not offended. Trying to figure out where the offensive part is. Oh, then he said something about, he's got to read these Latino names and the cisgender, the white ladies at home, the woke, they're going to be saying, why was this cisgender white male doing the Latino category? Oh, that offended you. Oh. You will not survive this world. No. You're not built to live here. No, you need to go to another planet. Yeah, you need your own solar system. Because if you're offended, if that hurts your fucking feelings, I wonder how you lived long enough to be 18 in America. A country with bad water, no health care, mass incarceration, cops shooting people in the ass. How'd you make it this far? No, seriously, how'd you survive the womb? You definitely ain't a black kid from the hood where black mothers die giving childbirth at a rate 3 times higher than white families. I mean, how did you make it, Johnson? Real serious, real talk, man. How the fuck did you get through high school? All of you can't be in therapy. That was nothing. Worse things were said to me when I was 2, 3 years old at church. What's the problem? I don't get it. You're so fragile. What is in the bonus box? What is in the box? Your feelings are encased in a CD packaging from the 90s. The fuck is your problem, man? Now, the right-wing people that watch Fox, I'm tired of calling you right-wing, okay? Because it's the Fox watchers and the people that complain about cancel culture, They were complaining about people trying to cancel Bill Burr. But these are the same assholes trying to cancel Cardi B for a song. She's ending America, but Bill Burr is fine. See, I'm consistent. I support Bill telling jokes and Cardi shaking her ass. I'm the one that's not a hypocrite. You, Ben Shapiro, you're a fucking hypocrite. You're short, you're annoying, and you're vacuous. And you're a hypocrite. And all the rest of you. All the rest of you. Candace Owens is such a fake hypocrite. When Dave Chappelle called her an unclean woman in the B word, when Dave Chappelle called you a bitch, Candace Owens, you said, oh, I'm all for free speech. And then when Cardi B shook her ass, you said, oh, but I don't like free ass cheeks. So we're going to ping pong back and forth depending on what works best with our base. You're either for censorship or you're not. I'm against censorship. What I don't like are people that use, because this is my thing. This is my thing. I'm a person who doesn't like when people do things that they know is going to cause controversy, and that's the only reason why they do it. I feel like some people poke the bear just to poke the bear with no art in it at all. Okay? But Bill Burr, people trying to cancel Bill Burr have made me feel like now I have to really come out and say what's going on. How I really feel about what's going on at this point. I have changed my opinion. Though I can't stand Gina Carano's statements, they were just words. Who gives a shit? I never said she should be fired. But now I wish I would have defended her. Even though I felt like what she said was just to get publicity. See, when you do things just to get publicity, to be an asshole that you don't need to say, then I'm like, I don't know if I should defend that. But see, Cardi B's doing her job, shaking her ass, making money, making art. You don't have to like art for it to be art. Based on record sales, a lot of other people like what she does, which is the only reason people like Candace Owens talk about it. Bill Burr, very successful comedian, one of the hottest comedians in the world right now. Evidently, people consider what he does art. And funny. Some people call him hilarious, man. I like this gig, this bit he did about Philadelphia back in the day, man. That shit was on point. It's like he went on this rant, this spontaneous rant about how horrible, fuck it. You gotta see it, man. I know I'm not gonna do it justice. All right? The point is this, man. Cancel yourselves, all right? And cancel your fake hypocrisy. Super woke, shut the fuck up. Cancel culture complainers, shut the fuck up. Everybody. Let's go on with life. Let's worry about things that really matter. Let people talk until they, I don't know, get tired. And if you have a counterpoint, make your counterpoint. Unless they're inciting violence, yelling fire in a crowded auditorium or movie theater, wherever. You know the cliche. Yeah, it goes. You got to let shit go, Johnson. If it's up to you, nothing will be left. I draw the line at Bill Burr. Those same people, you same bastards, be trying to cancel me. Now, evidently, I'm not the only person that comes to this conclusion that we have a problem here with cancel culture to a certain degree that needs to be addressed. It's not just me. I think it's a great idea. Everyone get on board it. Come on. I'm not a good spokesperson? Bernie Sanders agrees with me. Bernie Sanders agrees with me, Johnson. And I got proof.
Was I the only one who wanted to kill himself during that piano solo?
Bernie Sanders questions Twitter's ban on Donald Trump, Johnson. Now, this is hilarious, Johnson. It's hilarious. A lot of liberals didn't have a problem with Trump being banned. I said, God, who did they ban Trump? They're going to ban all of us at some point, looks like it. They're coming for us all. If they'll ban Trump, they'll ban anybody. People are like, Tim, you need to push back. Why? Why? What am I going to do to Twitter except leave Twitter? It's a private platform. They kick off who they want. As a private company, Twitter can exclude users from almost any reason, meaning its defenestration of Donald Trump is not per se a matter of censorship. It is, however, an aggressive use of power by a platform that has come to serve as a quasi-official space for political commentation or communication. People will agree that Twitter has risen to a point where if you're in media, particularly in political media, you got to be on Twitter, Johnson. Yeah, you got to be on Twitter. There are people I know they know who I am, and I know they know who I am. I know who they are, and I know they know who I am. We don't talk, but we see each other on Twitter. Yeah, I know you know who I am. Ralphie, Belfie, Rory Belfie, you bastard from Sirius. You know who I am. Well, Bernie Sanders recently said that he did not agree. I want a quote from him. He says, do I feel particularly comfortable that the then president of the United States could not express his views on Twitter? I don't feel comfortable about that. Because Bernie can do the math and determine that if you're banning Trump, you're banning anybody. And who the hell are you, Twitter? Twitter has infused itself into the psyche, the actual fabric of the country. At this point, it is a conduit to communication, to maintaining one's status, to having one's voice heard, to being able to do one's job in the blogosphere, in the internet, this thing called social media. It is too integral in everyday life for them to have this type of power where they could just say, hush. You don't get to do it. It says here that Sanders has always had a deep vein of support for free speech norms. He comes out of the free speech movement, an era of progressive campus activism, where young lefties were the subjects of repression and didn't want to shut up their opponents. He's criticized efforts of left-wing demonstrators to shut down conservative speakers on campus, saying things like, I don't quite understand why anybody thinks it's a good idea to deny someone else the right to express his or her point of view. As time has passed, other unstated reasons may account for Trump's continued ban. His tweeting is widely loathed, even by many Republicans. Indeed, the safest ground for criticism by otherwise subservient Republicans has always been to suggest he spends less time tweeting. Trump widely criticized tweeting was probably a poor advertisement for Twitter, which, like most public-facing companies, would probably prefer not to be associated with the deranged and frequently racist lies of a known criminal. But the question has never been whether Trump's tweets are good. It was whether people should accept or even celebrate the ceding of the power of this power to a private company. Sanders is finally asking that question. This was a New York Mag by Jonathan Chait. Good article. And something I never thought of before is, I wonder if Donald Trump's horrible tweets damaged the brand of Twitter. I wonder if there's some people that did not join Twitter, or some people who left Twitter going, Why else Twitter got Trump on Twitter talking all this smack? I don't know. Someone needs to do the under-over on that. Did they benefit from Trump or did they lose because of Trump? If they lost because of Trump, they might have wanted to get rid of Trump. Can you stop a company from getting rid of somebody that's hurting their bottom line? I don't know. But I tend to think they benefited from Trump. Until they banned Trump. Anyway, give it up for Bernie Sanders being a freedom of speech advocate and making that comment, because I think it's a good comment. It's not about if Trump's tweets, if you like him or not. It's about they fucking banned the president when he was the sitting president. You realize that, right? They do what the hell they want to do, Johnson. No rules. God, guys, I got one more. Things are running a little long. I went a little long tonight. I'm going to save this next piece. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm going to save my next. I have an article about Joe Biden. We'll save Joe Biden's comment. That's it. We got some stuff about Joe Biden, but we'll wait. Joe Biden ain't going anywhere, and Lord knows he ain't moving fast. It's going to be where he is. We'll come back to him. All right? Let's come back to Biden. All right? Great. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's take a short break, run the commercials, come back, and go right to phone lines. 319-527-6212. Dial in right now if you want to be a part of the conversation. It's on you, Johnson. Grab the mic. Wolfpack.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
Cool Streams TV, the best streaming service in the world. With over 2,000 channels. Watch it anywhere on your Android or iPhone. Watch it on your tablet or any Fire device. Premium channels, network channels, pay-per-view sports. Direct access to 24/7 customer service. Go to CoolStreamsTV.com and purchase your subscription. Cool Streams TV. We are the best in the business.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe. Yeah, it's that time, Johnson. It's phone line time. We got to get the callers in here, man. I can't do this all by myself. I need you guys in this with me. I got to do your job now. Have me up here talking till I get hoarse. It's your turn to talk. Let's make sure, who we got? Let me go over, boom, 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 boom. I have no clue what that is. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. We got some people in the house on Facebook and YouTube. All right, phone lines open, guys. 319-527-6212. First call in the queue is the 760 number. 760, you are in the house. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Who's this?
This is Steven. I'm calling you from California. We talked before, man.
Okay.
Love you. Love your show.
Hey, thanks, brother. What's on your mind, my brother?
So I'm sitting here with my daughter. We're talking about the cancel culture and how, I'm just going to be honest, how fucked up it is. I think it's more like the eggshell culture, right? Where we want to create an environment where everybody's scared and nervous to express themselves because of the whims and the sensitivities of everybody else. And I think it's coming from, it's a misdirected sense of activism, right? So we don't want to do anything about the real big problems and obtain justice in meaningful ways. But we still have that justice energy that's kind of just built up, right? So we're like frustrated about this, that, and the other, but we don't want to deal with the big money. We don't want to deal with the big problems in the real fight. So we'll fritter around the edges and we'll complain about shit that doesn't matter to get rid of some of that justice energy. And I think that's what's going on.
So we're complaining about things that don't matter. Be specific. What is something that we complained about that didn't matter?
Oh, when I say we, I mean America as a whole. But for example, the Bill Burr thing that you're talking about, I'm a huge Bill Burr fan. I found nothing wrong. He's a comedian, dude. Like, what do you expect? But it's basically all of it. It's all of the eggshell nature of how if you say anything that is less than, perfect, then it's a call for an outcry, and it's unreasonable. And like I said, it doesn't actually get anything done. Right? So it satisfies the feeling of justice without actually creating justice.
All right, brother. Well, look, that's Steve's comment. I'm going to leave it there. Steve, I appreciate you calling up, man. Give it up for Steve, guys. I get his point. And I agree with that to a certain degree, okay? But I disagree with it to another degree. There are things that people, first of all, nobody on Twitter controls who has a job. Nobody on Twitter controls who has a job. So if 100 people or 1,000 people or 10,000 people get together and don't like your performance or they were insulted by your performance, that doesn't mean shit unless the company cares. Like if the company doesn't care, it doesn't matter if people got upset. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not like, this is not like people going into your house, dragging you outside and lynching you. These are people on a social media platform complaining. Dude, I don't like everything that people complain about, but that's what social media, that's what people get to do. You get to voice their opinions. So I think companies do what they want to do because what affects their bottom line. It's a company decision, whether they terminate somebody, whether they lay somebody off, or whatever the hell they do. I think a lot of this shit, we're blaming on other people. Now, also, not all cancel culture is the same. That shit these people did with Bill Burr, that's just stupid. I agree with you. I agree with you, Steve. That's freaking stupid, okay? But when Fox News is pretending that all the Dr. Seuss books have been pulled off the shelves, and when they do a segment saying these woke bastards want all the Dr. Seuss books pulled out, when actually it was Dr. Seuss company themselves, they pulled 6, but they still have 50 books circulated. And they pulled those 6 books voluntarily because they had pictures of black people looking like monkeys and Asians looking like some weird, I don't even want to go there. Even the family of Dr. Seuss say Dr. Seuss wasn't comfortable with those images later in his career. That's the guy who wrote it, who drew it. So some things, I don't know about you, I don't like people just throwing around the word nigga like that is cool. So if somebody gets canceled for calling me a nigga, or somebody gets canceled for calling your daughter a name, or your cousin a name, or whoever, everything's not bad about them getting in trouble for that. Like, I think some things we have to get better at some point. We can't just say it's okay for people to do whatever the hell they want. I mean, there's got to be some limits. And the market gets to decide if they F with you. Like, the market gets to decide who stays and who goes. And the market is deciding. The companies are deciding. The companies are rolled with Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity. MSNBC decided to ride with Joy. If they would have fired Joy, remember Joy Reid when she got caught? It came to light that back in the 5-10 years ago, she was making all these homophobic comments, and she almost lost her job. She had to come on TV and cry and shit. If they would have fired her, would you have been upset about it? I know a lot of Republicans wouldn't have been upset. I don't know if you would be upset about it, but I know a lot of people wouldn't be upset about it. What I'm saying is, they decided to keep Joy Reid because she was good for the bottom line. And that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. What I'm saying is these fucking Karens need to shut up. Stop. They see a phone. It's like it's not even a secret camera. People have phones in your face and you're saying, shut up, nigga. Shut up, nigga. And then, oh my God, I lost my job. I can't believe. Well, look, it's 2020-something. 2021. People have cameras everywhere. At least cover your mouth when you say it. What is wrong with people? These people are poking the bear, Johnson. She can shut up and go home. A guy who disrespects your daughter, caught on camera, who loses his job, that to me is not cancel culture. That's what that dumbass guy was coming. He saw the camera. She put the phone in his face. The Uber girls cussing out the Uber driver. That's not cancel culture, man. That's assault and battery, man. That's making a terroristic threat, coughing on a guy in the middle of a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So I just think the spectrum is broad. I think comedians should be given all types of leeway. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying, everything ain't cut and dry. Everything's not black and white. Some things you got to look at. And at the end of the day, dog, these corporations make their own decisions about who they hire and who they fire. And they'll use outrage from Twitter as camouflage for getting rid of people they want to get rid of sometimes. That's what I think, because if they really wanted to keep them, they would have kept them. The Democrats got rid of Al Franken because they wanted to. They didn't have to get rid of Al Franken. They didn't get rid of Cuomo. All right, and with that, I'm going to shut up, man. You got me going, man. Thank you for the call, Steve. I appreciate it. Tell your daughter I said what's up. You guys are amazing. Thanks for being Johnsons, for watching the show. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. 808, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 808. 808. This ain't gonna work out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy, Johnson. Okay, let's go to 310. 310, you're live. What's your name? Damn. 310, what's your name? What's your comment? My bad.
How you doing, Tim?
I'm good.
This is Smooth Edie out of L.A.
Hey, what's up, Smooth? What's happening?
Man, it's in regards to the shooting incident. I have two questions. Well, not even a question. Did you see how they put this guy in the police car that did this massive killing in Boulder, Colorado? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. I saw them walking to the police car.
Somebody just explained to me. Yeah, somebody just explained to me. This man killed 10 people, including a cop, and he's able to walk and go to Wendy's and get something to eat. Are you kidding me? If that had been a black person or a brown person or any other ethnic, he would have been lit up. You know, these are the things that make the black community on a whole very upset. Did you hear what, is his name, Mutin out of West Virginia? They were trying to bring a gun control legislation to the Senate. He's talking about blocking it. This is Mutin. It's like, who is this guy? He's the one that blocked the $15 minimum wage. It seems like he's getting in the way of anything that we are trying to, as far as the Senate and Congress is trying to do, to move forward. So can we just vote these people out of office? Because he's one of the richest senators in the Senate. This dude is worth over $500 million. And did you see what he said about the 15 minimum? If we pass it, it will hurt the tips that they will get. If they're getting $15 or $20 an hour, I don't think they will care about a tip. These are the workers that work in the restaurant industry. He was trying to say that it's going to mess with their tips if you do that, which doesn't make sense. These people want to make a decent hourly wage for giving us service. And most people, if they give you good service, you're going to tip them. That's just how I look at it. But, you know, we got people in office that are steady trying to push us backwards with these laws that they want to put on the books and maintain that. So I'm hoping, you know, here we go again, hoping Biden and Harris step up to the plate and say, you know what, the hell with you and your thoughts. We got to start doing things for the people. The people put us in office to do certain things, and we need to do that. Tim, I will let you get back to your show, man. You let me rant for a minute. Thank you very much. Oh, one other thing. Where can I get, you had on a shirt last night. Where can I get that shirt?
What's up, Smooth? Go to TimBlackTV.com, man, for all the gear, man. Yeah, I got that shirt up on our website, man. It's a Tim's Black Wolfpack. I got it. It's like a polo. It's kind of fly, man. Yeah, go to TimBlackTV.com and check out my gear, man. I appreciate you, Smooth. Give it up for Smooth, man. Yes, sir. My brother. Man, I did not. You said they took his ass to Burger King. Wow. Wow, guys. Sometimes I think they do things like this just to piss off black people. Yeah, man. They gotta do this to piss off black people. Come on, man. Those cops live in America. They know what we're talking about with Breonna Taylor. They shot up Breonna Taylor's house, supposedly looking for her boyfriend, who didn't live at the address. What about the sister with the wellness check? Shot her through her own window. But this guy kills 10 people, they take him to Burger King. Smooth, I hope you're wrong about that, dog. I did not hear about Burger King. I can't believe I'm out of the loop on that. Burger King Johnson, they took his ass to Burger King. Now get in the car, real careful now. I wouldn't want you to bump your head. Hope everything okay. Need a back rub? You know, at some point, and once again, it's not about wanting the cops to execute people in the street. It's not what we want. We want the same treatment. That's all we want. We want to be treated like a mass shooter. Yes, right. Treat us like a white mass shooter. Or like a Muslim white mass shooter. Feel better? Now Fox News is covering the story now that it has a Muslim name in it. They were avoiding it, boy. They were avoiding it like my homies avoid the bill. They was like, yeah, man, so that's how Fox News was avoiding this story until it came out that he was Muslim. His name was Ahmad, not Al. Yeah, that's like, oh, we can talk about it now. All right, run the story. Well, thank you for the information, Smooth. I appreciate you. 503, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment? .503.
Hi, Tim.
Hey.
Hi, Tim.
Hey.
Hi, Tim. It's your friend Sally in Portland.
Hey, Sally. What's on your mind?
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to call, but then you kind of reminded me of something that I shared on my own Facebook and in my own group the last couple of days, because sometimes you just got to call people out on their hypocrisy, and you got to remind them where they went. And sometimes I can scroll past things, and sometimes I just can't. And I had come to one of those times. And let me start with the fact that I'm a product of the 60s, sex, drug, and rock and roll. Now, I didn't do all that until I got a little older in life. But damn, we had the best music. And I'm seeing people my age all up in arms now over things that our parents once found fault with us. Our hair was too long. Our skirts were too short. We were the generation that was going to go to hell, if you honestly remember what they were saying about us. Jim Morris and he got banned from Ed Sullivan's show because Jim refused to change the lyrics to Light My Fire. Sullivan didn't want him to say, girl, you couldn't get much higher. Really? Well, Jim sang it as he wrote it that night, and then there was no more Sullivans for the door. And let me say this, no one has ever played the national anthem like Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock. No one. But now, grandparents my age are all upset with Carly B at the Grammys. Well, go get on YouTube and watch Elvis live in Vegas singing Suspicious Minds. In that tight white pantsuit, he was a bumping and a grinding. Nothing much different that I can see. And I can go on and on with things that one generation finds fault with the next. I remember my mom telling me about her cousins in the Rolling 20s. And you can get on YouTube again and you can watch them dancing in the 1940s. And the girls were being thrown up in the airs and their panties were showing. It was dancing and they were having fun. In the 40s, it was young people coming from World War II. And in the 60s, we were dealing with our friends and young men going off to Vietnam. Many came home wounded, and many never came back. And many still suffer to this day. Today's generation and the prior have been watching the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq almost all their lives. They've seen injustice right here at home, racism and inequity, debt and lack of health care that their young lives are living. Throw on top of that a pandemic and not being able to be with your friends and your family. So, now let's just go on to complain about a company choosing no longer to publish books that are way past their times. No one is banning books. They're just not going to print new ones. Some of these were written during the war, and we are now allies with those countries and their people. Some show people and things that we just have to move on from because they are wrong, and we should realize that now. And who cares about Looney Tunes? Kids don't watch those now. They have their own cartoons and their own characters. Just because we grew up with them doesn't mean we can't grow up and away from some of these things that, again, we just need to move from. And some of you might say, why? Well, you don't know how others have seen those things and maybe never said anything to you because they were bothered. I'll give you a little personal reflection. I never understood that the Indians always had to be the bad guys and the cowboys always got to win. I have Native American blood, and that bothered me. But I did grow up unharmed. Did that make it right? Should we not grow up, too, and realize that people are affected differently? Should we not know that people that use power to dominate another with the fear of losing their jobs or their careers is wrong? Yes, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but it takes a lot just to be heard, too. And too many never get to court because they are either the victim of undue force or just too poor to afford the bail or a good attorney. The media loves to keep us at each other. They make money when they can draw you in over little things that really don't matter, and they take away the focus of the things that really do. My point is this. We all once were young, and in reflecting back, that's what it is. We were young. We laughed, we danced, we sang. Parents thought the music too loud and the lyrics all wrong. But at the same time, things were not perfect. Some of us lived lives that others didn't. Fairness was not always there. We went to war. We protested. Some of us lived lives that others weren't experiencing. We fought for others to have the right they should have. Some things have not changed. There, we have to let the next generation have the reins and hope they can. But don't complain about their music, their dance, their dress. Let them be young and have their time. When they're old like me, then they can complain about those coming after. Life's too short not to let us all have our own time. I sure treasure the memories of mine, Tim, and I hope you will yours. Let's wear flowers in our hair again, okay? Love you, Tim.
All right, Sally, thank you for the call. We appreciate you. Wow.
And I hope.
Now, there will be no flowers in my hair, Johnson. For obvious reasons, no flowers, Johnson. You know, I admire that. That's true. It is some things are generational, but there are young people acting like old people right now, just to get money, just to appease the. I can't believe that people are really saying Cardi B is the downfall of our civilization. Not the wars. No, not the wars. Not the poverty, not the gross inequality, wealth inequality, not the mass incarceration, not heart disease, not cancer. A dance, a song. People dancing on a song is the downfall. So, get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's every bit as bad as cancel culture. And it is cancel culture, right? Like, which way is it? So only on certain things people freak out, other things they don't freak out. They defend Karen, and if you call out Karen, that's cancel culture, but they want to throw a dancer away because they made a song that's popular. With a video for 4 minutes that's sexy. I don't get that at all. But this is the part I wanted to say earlier to my friend Dave. Dave, it's the media that decides to make these stories big. Remember that. Like, there are organizations working on the big shit, the important stuff. Every day, there's organizations around the country working to tackle the big problems. And they don't get any publicity. See what I'm saying? So it's not that us as a society don't care about the bigger issues. We do. It's that they won't cover those bigger issues. But they will cover the superficial issues that don't matter as much. I talked last night about the water problem in Chicago. Talked about the lead in the water to the levels of just as bad as Flint, if not worse, all across the country that's getting really no publicity, right? I talked about that. How many other channels, well, not independent channels, corporate media, because there are some independent people talking about issues like that. What I'm saying is, we are talking about it. You and I are talking about it. It's the corporations that aren't talking about it. And behind every important issue, there are all types of grassroots organizations working their asses off, some for free, Johnson, and they get no attention other than what they can generate on their own through grassroots, through independent media. So I understand the point that it seems like the people aren't trying to raise issues about important stuff. I'm telling you, man, it's out there. It's out there. In fact, there's times when I'm looking at these stories and I dig some more, I'm finding all types of stories all the time that are horrific, that are important, and it's like trying to bring them to people so that people care. We got so many freaking flashing lights going on, man. Some people don't even care about real shit because they're distracted with other stuff. But when they find out how it impacts their lives or impacts people around them that they care about, then they care. And that's how people are. Like they say, what's the thing? I'll say this and I'll leave it alone, man. What's that thing they say? If you ever need help, don't yell help, yell fire. Because if you yell fire, people think people will stop. But if you yell help, won't nobody stop, Johnson. So I don't know, man. We got to learn to yell fire more. All right, 512. 512, you live. What's your name? What's your comment? 512.
Yo, Tim Black, what's going on, man?
What's happening?
I'd rather this be more of a dialogue than a diatribe, but if not, then it is what it is. But I got a couple of comments. As far as the cancel culture, I'm really thinking that the whole ban on Trump is kind of like not cool. I would rather my enemies be out in the open. There are allies that are white, and there are enemies that are white. There are allies that are black, enemies that are black. All kinfolk ain't skinfolk. Or excuse me, all skinfolk ain't kinfolk. So all I'm saying is that, as a national public, or excuse me, the worldwide public forum, I don't think they should have took him off, because what he's espousing is the type of stuff that we need to bring to the forefront and then, do away with in legal ways, obviously. The cancel culture situation, I'm not with it. Free speech, man. I lived in Austin, Texas for a long time. Saw this guy walking up, literally just minding his business, had a full tan suit, had a nice, good, looked like Nazi haircut, and had his armband on with his Nazi, armband. And everybody just walked right past him, me including. I didn't have time to do that right there. But the point is if you ain't heard nobody and, you're planning your stuff, we're going to find you, but you have the right to feel how you want to feel. That's America, right? And then I have two more, and I'll keep it quick. With this whole Cuomo situation and the football player in Houston, when it comes to these allegations that are coming up, I'm not saying don't believe women and don't do the investigations, but it seems very convenient, in my opinion, that when you want to do away with somebody, you just bring up sexual allegations, and then without any evidence, because what does the Cuomo have now? 6, 7, 8, and it's just do the investigations and then kick him out if he's guilty. And that's all I got to say about that. As far as gun ownership, when it comes to, I'm in Colorado and I'm in Denver. I was watching that Twitter stuff happen in Boulder, live. And, me personally, I wish there was someone that was a quote unquote good guy there with a gun. And I mean, it's just a sad state of affairs when we have people, and definitely in this state, that is open carry. If you're 21 and up, you can get a gun. And it's if you're not practicing and you're not knowing what you're doing and aware of your situations, things can go awry. And I just think that people should have the right to own guns, but there needs to be some types of, universal background check, mandatory training. Like when you have to go get a license, you have to go, through school and whatnot. There should be mandatory training for this stuff. Like people shouldn't just be able to get a gun and just, all right, have a good day. I'd like to hear your thoughts on all of that. I appreciate you letting me call in and give my thoughts off. Thank you so much. Have a good one, brother.
All right, now, give it up for the caller, man. Give it up for the caller. Jesus Christ, man. For real, dog, you got to defend the Nazi guy, man, for real. You realize that that's dangerous, man? Like, Nazis are dangerous? You do realize that, right? Like, some countries, that's against the law to wear that shit because they want to get away from that as a society. Like, the society decided, hey, when we tried to exterminate those people that time, we want to get away from that. And you're like, that's just free speech, man. He should be able to rock what he wants to rock. Dudes, you do realize that's a big difference in wearing your Chicago Bear jersey, right? Like, let's not trivialize really fucked up stuff, man. Like, and also okay, so there's two things to the whole cancel culture thing as far, like, Trump on Twitter is a complicated issue because it's a private company. I own a company. Should I have to do I have to allow you to call up? Like I pay for the phone line. I run the show. It's my show. It's my domain. It's my shit. Do I have to? Am I censoring you if I don't? I'm just saying. No, it's my show, right? Other shows don't even have open phone lines. Are they censoring you because they don't have a phone line? See what I'm saying? Like, so it gets kind of murky. But I just don't look. I get it. I do get it. Because when people start censoring, you never know how far they're going to go. But let's not underestimate the craziness of people, Johnson. There are people that will do some really dangerous shit if incited to do dangerous shit. Let's not forget that, okay? And let's not forget the power that people can wield. Real talk now. So it's a multifaceted thing, man. And that's why censorship is such a good conversation, because there's different elements of it where it's like, okay, when is the platform responsible? Like, here's the other thing. Some people are talking about liability. Like, can you sue a platform? Like, if somebody calls my show and says certain things on this show that attack someone, if I don't shut them down, am I liable for that? I don't know, man. I remember I'm just saying, like, it just gets crazy. It starts moving all around. It's not as cut and dry as people want it to be. So I personally don't think we should minimize shit like Nazis do. But we should not over-exaggerate a tweet from a private individual just on Twitter randomly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we should be able to have the ability but like, who has that jurisdiction? Who has the jurisdiction? And who gets to make these decisions about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's such an interesting conversation, man. Who's right, who's wrong, I don't know. But I gotta imagine there's something different than the Klan and Aryan Nation bastards on my front lawn than just somebody wearing a shirt or, I don't know, having a podcast I don't have to listen to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are different elements to it. You said a lot of stuff, man. I kind of forget the rest. You said a lot, man. I forget the rest of what you said, bro. But, damn. Yeah, bro. I'm going to go to the next call. 214 in the house. 214, you're live. Wow, what's your name? What's your comment, 214?
Yo, this is Trail South.
Hey, what's up,
in
Trill?
Black.
Hey.
What's up? I'm calling to address a few things and address the platitude present we have as well. And then at the end of the call, I'll cancel myself just to let you move on. And you're not responsible for the things people say when they call because of your platform. Because if you were, then they wouldn't want me calling because of some of the things I say. We've got to address these Republicans. We've got to address Joe Manchin, the Republican, and so on. And we've got Joe Biden, the platitude president, who's out there, wants to ban assault weapons. I've been a gun owner most of my life. I really don't think assault weapons are deserved by most people right now. But Joe Biden's going to put it out because he can't do anything about it. So he feels safe that he can say it. What's he going to do, get an assault weapon ban through budget reconciliation? We know that's not going to happen. He's just throwing shit out just to throw it out. You know, I mean, if you want to get Republicans to address gun control, then what you got to do, I'm going to say it's controversial ahead of time, but like I say, Republicans won't start wanting actual gun control until the guns are used against them more. Then they will support gun control. Now, I'm not advocating for that, or am I indirectly and just not saying I am? Who knows? You know, my feelings are not going to get hurt if somebody listens to what I'm saying and makes their own decision. And if the government wants to come at me, come get me, you know. But I'm just tired of everything that I'm seeing and get tired of the Republicans because we live in this system where they believe having health care means you can go to the emergency room. They believe that if you don't get paid well enough, why do they not support minimum wage? Because if you don't get paid well enough, they think it's because you don't work hard enough. So you should work 80 hours a week, and then you can make enough to afford a living. And you can just go to the emergency room and get health care anytime you want it. These would be what the Republicans would tell you. They just don't say it, but that's what they're telling you indirectly. I just wanted to throw a few things out to stir the audience up a bit, stir you up a little bit, and you can speak on it because I know you've always got thoughts that are not all that different from mine, even though I'm a little controversial. I thought I would throw that on here, man. That's a good show. People need to hit the like button. People need to join. I'm a member myself, so I can speak out of experience. Support the platform. Support the show. Call in and share your opinion, even if it's controversial like me. Thanks for listening to me, man.
You got it, brother.
That was a good show.
You got it, Trill South. Give it up for Trill South, y'all. Yeah, man. Now, actually, I am responsible for what you say on the show. They will hold me accountable, and they will censor my content, or they will flag my content based on who called up on the show. Happens all the time, Johnson. That's how it works. That's what I was trying to say. It's like there are limits. And that's a corporation deciding to put limits because they want to protect their investment, which is their platform, for the advertising revenue they want to bring in. So that's what all of this is all. I just want to lead people back down the road to it's a corporate decision. Dog. It's like the 60s when black folks boycotted the buses. No one cared that we were mad, Johnson. There you go. There goes cancel culture. Black people canceled the buses. But if we wouldn't have got off the buses and bust them in the pocket, they would have changed them laws about where you could sit on the bus. Right? So we canceled them in words, F that bus, Screw that bus. Screw their laws. Screw them making us sit on the back. Nothing changes. Because the company, the corporation, didn't feel the pain. But when we started carpooling, when we stopped spending that little bit of money on their bus in droves, all of a sudden, they bowed to the cancel culture. Do you know people in the 60s were calling that cancel culture? That black people were complaining about not having full rights? All I'm saying is, I get it, man. I do this work. This is what I do to support my family. So you damn right, I don't want people like putting crazy like judgment on what I do, right? Taking money out of our pocket, taking food off our table, right? Damn, you know I don't want that, right? But at the same time, I have to walk a certain line because if not, they will take it away. Get what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Think about all the opportunities that are lost, or think about all the other independent media that lost revenue, that are losing their channels, that are losing ability to do their shows. Why? Because of what they talk about. You don't think that's a form of cancel culture? Because of what? Because the CNNs and the corporate media want to take our viewership and they'll make the ad revenue off of it. So they are putting pressure on Facebook and YouTube to put them further in the algorithm, to make them more prominent, to say they're the only source of news, right? So it's a lot going on, man. And it's not fair at all. It ain't fair at all, Johnson. But this is the system that we have right now. And there's got to be a way to combat it. Ownership is the only way that I've seen it be combated. You got to own your own platforms, or they just do what they want to do and set up the rules that benefits the corporation. So it's not about us shitting on an individual. It's about a corporation that has the power to take away that individual's job. And they make that decision. And I still believe a lot of times when they decide to let people go, when they decide not to stand with people, they're either not valuable enough to the brand or they want to get rid of them anyway. So they use it as an excuse. Oh, you're hurting the brand. Sometimes I think there's a fabrication, Johnson. That's like a cop-out, you know? Because they could say, look, Fox News says with Tucker Carlson regardless of what's said. MSNBC didn't get rid of Joy Reid no matter what she said. Feel what I'm saying? Oh, Cuomo. Dude, this is what I wanted to say. Dude, Cuomo, that bastard should be gone for the senior citizens in the nursing homes. Screw the sexual allegations. I mean, I don't mean screw them. They matter. But lying about the numbers of senior citizens or the numbers of deaths in those nursing homes, that should be case closed, face closed. There should not be any conversation at all. At all about anything. About, like, if all we got to do is say, did your office fudge the numbers? Did they fudge those numbers on your request? You're out. That's it. We could look into the sexual allegations later. He should be not the governor right now. That's how I come up on that. You left all that out, Johnson, for real? You want to talk about sexual allegations? People died, man. And this guy was lying about it and sending more bodies, more people into harm's way. Just to avoid bad press. And just for a big-time donor that contributed to his campaign. Have you looked into this stuff he did? Like, that's the real scandal, in my opinion. Not what he said to a woman, which is still horrible, but the real scandal is this guy's corrupt as hell, man. He did that. He looked the other way on death in order to support someone who gave to his campaign. to the tune of millions of dollars. That's what I read. All right. I'm going to go next call if we got anybody left in the queue. 720. You're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 720.
Hey, Tim Black. This is Scholastic.
Scholastic, what's up, my brother?
And, man, I'm calling from Boulder, Colorado. I've been living here for a while, and I'm just angry about everything that happened, obviously, and especially the way that, you know, a lot of people want to act like it's a false flag, or, you know, it's gun rights or mental illness, Second Amendment stuff. But as far as a false flag goes, people saying, oh, it's all fake, it didn't happen. First of all, a town like this, a college town that's built its whole economy around tourism and presenting a safe image, it's ridiculous to think that they would let something like that happen here, you know, to fake it for whatever reason. It just wouldn't happen. There's, you know, it's a university town, and they pride themselves on getting that, you know, that safe, that people think it's so safe money. So that's one thing. And then just talking about, you know, it's gun rights or mental illness, you know, people's like, oh, people don't kill, or guns don't kill people kill people, and it's the mental illness that does it. But, you know, I challenge somebody on that and say, hey, look, if you think guns don't kill people, try killing 10 people with your bare hands, see how far you get with that. And, you know, also the whole Second Amendment, as far as being interpreted, you know, how do you interpret the Constitution? That's a big problem. We got, you know, the originalists versus the living Constitution. And that's going to go back and forth for a long time. But, you know, until it gets actually challenged in the courts, there's really nothing Congress can do about that. It's got to be challenged in the courts, I feel. So that's my rant, man. I'm fed up, man. And, you know, obviously living right here, you know, I'm a couple miles from where that all went down. I'm angry, man.
Understandable.
Just frustrated, Johnson.
That's right, Johnson. Understandable, brother, but
you know,
yeah.
You just watch it happen all over the place. You know, it goes down. You know, it wasn't even a few days after Atlanta, and then this happened here. So, you know, and then, you know, a day later, I'm sure somebody else is going to shoot up someplace else, so they'll be talking about that and be like, oh, we got to do something. Ain't nothing going to happen. It's got to get before the courts, and the courts have to be able to, you know, interpret that in a way, you know, they got to look at that Second Amendment as far as how was it written? A well-regulated militia. I mean, if you ain't in the militia, then I don't know about your right to bear arms. I just don't. You know, I'm not a gun guy. I've got friends that got tons of guns, and I'm not mad at them for it, because they don't let it rule their life. Like, you know, well, I guess I got a couple friends to argue with on that, but man, I don't know. I got to let it go right there, Johnson. Thanks for letting me rant.
I got you, Scott Listick. Thank you for calling up, man. Long time listener, Scott Listick in the house,
right
man.
on, bro.
You know it, man. One of my Wolfpack members, man, that's been around for a minute. And I think I saw in the comment section, he said, man, I'm going to call in. Well, I'm glad you took the leap, my brother, and made the phone call, because it's great to get the perspective of someone who actually lives in Boulder, Colorado, to call up and lay waste to some of these claims of false flags. And who better than somebody right there in the town, brother, to kind of dispel some of the myths, fam. I think that some of the, look, man, like, I understand I have a lot of skepticism when it comes to information coming out of the government from time to time. I look at it and I try to examine it and make a decision based on what makes sense to me. But that don't look like blood on his leg. Therefore, come on, man, we got to do better, man. That's not enough, Johnson. It's times like that, man. Don't get me wrong, man. I owe a lot to social media. I owe a lot to the internet. It's like, God damn, man, we got some people, man. They just throw anything against the wall. You know how many people have to be in on it? Like, a lot of people got to be in on this. So what you're saying is that's dye on his leg. That's ketchup on his leg. Okay. All right, Johnson. And you can't prove you can't prove an impossibility. Like you can't prove something that's a fallacy. You can't disprove. That's it. You can't disprove a fallacy. So it's like, well, prove me wrong that it's not ketchup on his leg. You can't prove it, can you? You can't prove it, can you? No, you're the one saying it's not real. You have to prove it. Johnson, you just believe whatever the government tells you. Man. Now, all those people that were running that I saw, you're saying that, yes, they are. That's where I got to get off, Johnson. Like, look, okay. All right, Johnson. You go with God. Be safe. Do you, Johnson. Do you, you know? Well, guys, for Tuesday, pretty good show. You know, like the phone lines don't get as heavy on Tuesdays due to the fact it's the middle of the week and we come on so late. But we did have good calls tonight. Give it up for everybody who called the show tonight, who spoke truth to power, who put their thoughts out there. It's not an easy thing, Johnson. I want people to know it takes something out of you to come on the show and be willing to put it down. Wow. Let's go to the comment section now, see if there's some comments I need to read out via Super Chat. Yeah, share this on your social media. Yeah, we got some people that came through tonight. Thank you for coming through. Late at night like this, y'all. I know you got a lot going on. Dave from Melford said, and they shot the guy in the leg and walked Al to his car, holding him gently. Holding him gently, Johnson. Come on, Al. Information Man Show said, thank you always for telling the truth. Thank you, Information Man. Tony D says, Tim, you're the only YouTube hope I see covering this. Thanks for keeping it real. Damn, bro. For real? That's crazy, Johnson. Bernie Sanders. The shooting. Really? Bill Burr? Bernie? I don't know. That's crazy. Like, those stories are not mainstream. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're that controversial that you wouldn't cover it. It is what it is, man. I got some of this wild and crazy guy. Hey, look, Nisi Mobley in the house. Nisi, what's up? Bernie is right. Nisi said Bernie's right. Give it up for that. We Curry Signs is in the house. Susan Bradley Sco. Susan Bradley Sco in the house says, I need you to show some support while I have some money. Thank you, Susan. Susan came through. She said, let me go ahead and help you out, man, because I don't know what I'm going to have next month. I got plans. Keeping it real, sister. It's always the last question. Bozon Sign says, GOP protects guns for NRA, even for psychos. They love money. They love that money, Johnson. That's real talk. They do love the money, Johnson. But you know what, though? As someone pointed out, I was having this conversation. And for a long time, me and one of my friends, Iron Man Oz from West Virginia. I remember a conversation we had about gun control because we talked about it a lot over the years. And the NRA is nothing compared to like Big Pharma or like big agriculture. You know what I'm saying? Like NRA is nothing compared to these behemoths of industry. What I'm trying to tell you is, when we talk like we can't defeat the NRA, I don't think it's real, Johnson. Yeah, I don't think it's altogether that real. I think this is all a good cop, bad cop type of situation. Because I think a lot hinges on our ability to kill ourselves. Yeah, I'm beginning to think, and have thought for a long time, that this is not as cut and dry as people make it out to be. That's sort of like the Democrats will say, we can't challenge the filibuster because if we challenge the filibuster, the things won't be Philip. And then what about Buster and Phil? We don't want things to be too equitable for us. We don't want to win. We just, we want to be fair. We don't want to win just any way that we win. Meanwhile, Mitch McConnell won't be Mitch McConnell. As long as he's Mitch, he gonna McConnell. You know what I'm saying? And we got Democrats going, well, we don't want to do that. We don't want to win that way because when we win that way, that's bad. Well, I think the same thing is going on here with the NRA to a certain extent. Look, I have no evidence of this, but start looking at the numbers. Look at the money that we're talking about with the NRA, and look at the money we're talking about with the big pharma or the insurance companies.
60 seconds.
Think about it, Johnson. Anybody else get what I'm going with that? That makes sense? You feel me? I don't trust him, Johnson. When I tell you that both parties suck, I mean both parties suck, Johnson. I don't trust them. So there you go. That's it. We carry signs. Susan in the house. I think I got the whole crew. I did. All right, guys. I got videos coming up tomorrow, going up tomorrow, individual videos. Please go to TimBlackTV.com. Also, I have another channel where I'm going to put more of my pop culture type stuff. Okay? So, occasionally, I will put some of that pop culture stuff on this channel, but I have another channel. It's going to be a little less political. Because for real, sometimes I like talking about things that aren't as political. You know what I mean? Because I guess I'm a well-rounded person. And sometimes I like to have a good time and be controversial in other ways. So subscribe to both channels. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack if you like the show. Go to jointimblack.com. Find us on Patreon. Find us on Facebook. Find us on YouTube. If you like the show, support the show. Shout out to my moderators. You don't get enough credit, moderators. Shout out to my editors. You don't get enough credit, editors. Most of all, shout out to everybody in the Wolfpack who supports this show. You damn sure don't get enough credit, because without you, there is no show. Because this show is not funded by the GOP or the DNC or the RNC or Sirius XM or any other acronyms. Got it? Got it. We good? Facebook, we good? Thank you, Julie. Become a member, y'all. Susan Gould, Gladys Littles, Glenn Jackson. Glenn Jackson said, Big Pharma pushes their drugs. Yeah, they do. That's right, they sure as hell do. Who's a troll? Who's trolling? Seabrooks a troll in the gun net. Seabrooks, where's Seabrooks the troll? People arguing about Trump in the Facebook comments, God. They're going at it. Okay, so I need to make more moderators on Facebook. This is not good, Johnson. I had a troll in here the whole time. All right, Facebook. We got to do something. Who on Facebook wants to be a moderator? If you're a top fan, that means you come through a lot. If you're a top fan, that means you should become a moderator. If you got time. I don't expect just one person to do it. I think Mike got him. Mike, did you get a mic? Give it up for Mike moderating. Mike, if you need help moderating, let me know, man. Anybody else want to be a moderator on Facebook? DM me or email me at tim@timblacktv.com. That's enough, guys. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm sleepy. And I got to go get my cornbread. Peace, Wolfpack. Johnsons. Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain.
Thank you for using
feed the
Blog
stock
Talk Radio.
exchange, but
Goodbye.
do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
my God.
Video from inside the grocery store appears to show victims on the ground. A young man who was bleeding was led away in handcuffs and put in an ambulance. A second, older man, also bleeding, was also escorted.